Mercy, oh Father, open my mercy, God, because we belong to you, belong to you, we belong to you. Never cast us out, open thy mercy door. Don't let us go in vain, Father, don't let us go in vain. Don't let us go in vain, Father. Don't let us go in vain, because we belong to you, belong to you, we belong to you. Never cast us out. Don't let us go in vain. Amen. And thank God for allowing you and I once again to be in His presence on this day of mercy, to seek His face, to seek His mercy, to seek His favor, because we know that's the most important thing for you and I to do. It's the mercy of God that actually sent His Son Jesus Christ to die on the cross and pay the penalty for our sins, and thereby gave us the gift of salvation. It was the mercy of God. It was not that we deserved it, no, it was entirely by His mercy. So mercy is a very important thing. I've always preach about that. Remember, blind Bartimaeus cried to God as Jesus was passing, the Son of David, have mercy on me. He didn't say, Son of David, open my eyes. No, he left that to him to decide. If you ask for God's mercy, you don't have to tell God. He knows where you need mercy, and He will give it to you. So he said, Son of David, have mercy on me. And his eyes were opened, because that was where he needed mercy. But he didn't tell Jesus that. He just said, have mercy on me. He left it in the hands of Jesus. And Jesus, of course, knew that he was blinded, and He healed him. So you and I need to cry out every day to seek the mercy of God. And today we are reading from the book of 1 Kings chapter 21. First 16 verses. 1 Kings chapter 21, the first 16 verses. And it says, it came to pass that Naboth, who was a Jezreelite, he had a vineyard. What is a vineyard? It's a place where they plant grapes, out of which they make wine. So that vineyard was next to the palace of Ahab, who was the king of Samaria. Now, the children of Israel were divided into the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. That was after the son of Solomon, Rehoboam, when he was expelled from the throne. 2 of the tribes followed him, Judah and Benjamin, and the other 10 tribes went away from him and formed the northern kingdom of Israel. So Ahab was the king of the Samaria, of the 10 tribes, and he was a terrible king, partly because he married a terrible woman, Jezebel. We all know of Jezebel. Everybody speaks about Jezebel, the seducer, the agent of Satan. The person you marry makes a big difference to your life. If you think it doesn't matter, you can marry anybody you wish, you are completely wrong. Your partner can either make you or break you. And many men have been broken who had their destinies destroyed because of marrying the wrong woman. And the same thing vice versa. Many women have married the wrong men and had their lives destroyed. If you go and marry the wrong person, it may affect you adversely for the rest of your life. You may never recover from it. So it's important for you married to seek the guidance of the Lord, because what you think may be right may not be. You are only judging by your flesh. Whereas if you put it to God, who knows the end from the beginning, He can tell you whether this is your partner or whether this is not your partner. You may think that this is the best partner you could ever have, but you may be very, very wrong. So anyway, so this king, the vineyard of Naboth was next to the king's palace, and the king went and asked him that he wanted Naboth to give him his vineyard vineyard and that he may plant herbs in it because it was next to his house. He wanted a garden of herbs, and he felt that he would just take it from this neighbor. And said, well, if he can give me a better vineyard than that, or if he liked, he could give him money for it as well. And neighbor answered and told him that, look, the Lord forbid it, that I should give the inheritance of my fathers unto you. In other words, that vineyard that neighbor wanted to just take willy-nilly was something that had been in neighbor's family for years. Just imagine your father's house or something that has been in your family for years. Somebody just comes and says, oh, let me have it, I'll give you money for it. Of course you won't sell it. It's more than money. This is your inheritance. Like probably the house where you lived when you grew up and the whole family was used to, and somebody just wanted to buy it and just do something with it. There was a sentimental value to that property, that vineyard. And Naboth would not sell it. In fact, the Lord told them not to sell. Go to Exodus 22, verse 8. We'll go to Leviticus 25, 23. And Numbers 36, verse 7. The Lord specifically told them not to sell their inheritance. It must stay in the family. Leviticus 25, 23. And Numbers 36, verse 7. We remember the children of Numbers 36, verse 7, the daughters of Zelophehad. Numbers 36, verse 7.
Okay. Leviticus 25,
Yeah.
23. The land shall not be sold permanently, for the land is mine.
Yes.
For you are stranger and sojourners.
God told them not to sell the land. And in the case of Numbers 36, verse 7, start from verse 5, this is the thing which the Lord had commanded concerning the daughters of Zelophehad. These daughters, they had no male in their family. And if they married, all their inheritance would have gone to the family of the man they married. So they went and asked Moses what would happen. And Moses asked the Lord. He didn't judge by his own knowledge. In fact, let's have verse 1. And the chief fathers of the families of the children of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, families of the son of Joseph, came near and spake to us before Moses, for the princes. They said, the Lord commanded my Lord to give the land for inheritance by the Lord to the children of Israel. And my Lord was commanded by the Lord to give the inheritance to Zelophehad, our brother, unto his daughters. If they be married to any of the sons of the other tribe of the children of Israel, then shall their inheritance be taken from the inheritance of their fathers, and shall be put to the inheritance of the tribe, whereunto they are received or they are married. So shall they be taken from the lot of our inheritance. And when the jubilee of the children of Israel shall be, then shall the inheritance be put into the inheritance of the tribe, whereto they are received. So shall the inheritance be taken away from the inheritance of the tribes of our fathers. So Moses went to the Lord, and the Lord told him that let them marry to whom they think best. Only to the family of the tribe of their father shall they marry. So shall not the inheritance of the children of Israel remove from tribe to tribe. For every one of the children of Israel shall keep himself to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. And every daughter that possesses an inheritance in any tribe of the children of Israel shall be wife to one of the family of the tribe of her father, that the children of Israel may enjoy every man the inheritance of his fathers. And there shall the inheritance be removed from one tribe to another tribe, but every one of the tribes of the children of Israel shall keep himself to his own inheritance. See? So it was an abomination to sell the inheritance to any tribe. And Naboth, Ahab would have known that. He was just trying to use his authority, his power, this poor man. And when Naboth refused to sell it to him, he crawled up on the bed and refused to eat and was, behaving like a little child, which he was mentally, refusing to eat, on his face to the ground. And then his wife, Jezebel was the one that controlled him totally. Jezebel said, what's making you so sad that you're not eating? And he said, Nabal the Jezreelite refused to sell me his vineyard, even though I promised to give him money for it. And Jezebel said, look, are you the king of Israel? I was only being like a little baby like this. Arise and eat bread, and let your heart be merry. And she said, I will give you the vineyard of Nabal the Jezreel. If the king could not get it, how could she, the king's wife, get it? Because she was going to use the powers of Satan, devilish acts, to get what she wanted. This is a warning to all of us, Christians especially. You are dealing with a mortal enemy. Do not let down your guard, because Satan is looking for whom he may devour. If you let down your guard, then he'll have you for meat. This poor man refused to sell his vineyard, which was strictly according to the law, to the king. The king would not buy it. There was no way the king would get it. By the law, he could not force that man to sell his land. But Jezebel told the king that she was going to get it for him. So, we see here that some women are more powerful than the king, because Jezebel used the power of darkness. It was a con, it was the agent of Satan. Now, see what she did. So she reassured the king, oh, get up and eat, don't worry, I'll get it for you. And she must have been doing that a long time before. What the king would not legally do, she would do it illegally. For whatever that means, she would do it, she would use it. The devil is very cunning. You remember what happened to John the Baptist? John the Baptist confronted Herod for taking his brother's wife. And Herod was very displeased. But he couldn't do anything to Herod, just like Ahab could not do anything to Naboth. He couldn't do anything because he knew people feared John the Baptist. But that woman whom he married, Philip's, his brother's wife, had been waiting for an opportunity to get back at John the Baptist for confronting Herod for marrying her. So he's looking for a way out to get back at him. Look, if you think the agents of Satan are happy with you, believing people, praying for people, living holy lives, you are completely mistaken. They are looking for a way to get you. That's why you and I must not let them on guard. Because if you allow him a little door, he will come in and destroy you completely. And many men and women of God are falling like this. The devil is a very cunning, a worthy adversary, the Bible calls him. Well, we know there was a day Herod was having a party and maybe he was drunk, and that woman, Philip's wife, told her daughter to go and dance. And of course, the devil had entered that girl and she danced like any no man's business, and Herod promised her anything she wanted, even up to half his kingdom. And she went and asked her mom. I'm sure she herself would have known. Mom said, ask for the head of John the Baptist. Completely innocent man, doing the will of God, practicing righteousness. And Herod, to save his face, could not say no, and told them to go and cut off the head of John the Baptist. A mighty man of God had his head cut off because of a woman. I wanted to tell you, do not underestimate the devil. Look at Joseph. Joseph refused to have an affair with Potiphar's wife. He was practicing righteousness. He was living a holy life. Where did he land in? In the prison for over 3 years, falsely accused of rape, attempted rape. So if you're going to live righteously, you better be on your guard. The Bible says that anybody who would live a righteous life face persecution. This man, Naboth, he told the truth. He did not lie. God told them not to sell their inheritance. But we see what ended his life. So if you're the one who's going to be saying, don't steal, don't commit adultery, don't embezzle, be on the watch out. The agents of Satan are watching every move you're making. And they will surely attack you. It's a given. There's no whether they won't or they may. No, they will. You have to be prayerful to make sure that they do not get you.
Daniel is another good example. An excellent man, righteous man. We know where his righteousness got him. Where? In the lion's den. To be eaten by lions. That's where he got him. So don't think living a righteous life is not without effects. Jesus Christ said, count the cost when you want to follow me. There's a cost to following Jesus. And you have to be prayerful. There's only a prayer life that will save you. You cannot fight with the spirits. Satan is a spirit being. And he has millions of angels to watch you. You know, they watch Daniel. And they, first of all, before they watched him, they studied him. They said, this man likes to pray. We're going to get him to his prayer life. Then they went to the king and made a decree that nobody should pray to any other being apart from the king for 70 days. They knew that Daniel would always pray regardless. They had studied him. And the king, of course, hardly agreed. Of course, he was a fool as well. He didn't even think of that. And he made the decree that anybody who prayed to any other being apart from him would be thrown in the lion's den. Daniel read the decree. He said, okay, if that's it, I'll go to the lion's den then. And he went and prayed. And they, of course, they were already watching him. And they went and told the king that, look, this Daniel is flouting and violating your decree. And they threw him in the lion's den. But his righteousness saved him. God shut the mouths of the lions. So, she wrote letters. This is Jezebel, very cunning, devilish woman. She wrote letters in Ahab's name. In other words, she pretended she was Ahab. That's forgery. She forged his signature and signed her husband's name on the letter, sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters to the elders of the nobles that were in the city. And she wrote that, proclaim a fast, set Naboth on high among the people. Let's go start there. This one was planning to kill an innocent man, and see what he says to do? Proclaim a fast. Look, you should learn from this story. People can use anything to do their evil deeds. They use a covering. The Bible says that Satan disguises as the angel of light. Anybody hearing proclaim a fast will think, there's something very holy going on here, something very godly. For them to proclaim a fast, for people to deny themselves, they must be praying for something that they have to get from God. That would be the initial impression for anybody hearing this. But behind that is the plot to kill an innocent man. Can you see? What I'm trying to tell you, be very careful who you follow. Very careful what prophecies you follow. Very careful who you listen to. Because Satan can disguise as an angel of light. I was hearing a testimony of a man tonight who said that he would always go and rob people and rape women and commit abortions. All this he did by himself. And you know what? He said during the day he would carry the Bible and begin to preach in the public place. And he said it was to cover his evil act, because he said at that time people were suspecting him and his gang. So he would go out every day, take the Bible and a bell, and begin to preach people to come to Jesus with the Bible. And in the night, he would go out and rob. He would go out and rape. He would go out and commit abortion. And do all kinds of magical acts. So he warned people at the end of his testimony that don't just follow every person who claims to be a man of God. He said, because many of them are fake. He said he was one. Can you imagine? At night, around robber, during the day, a preacher of the gospel. He said he did that so that when they came to the king, I said, this man's an armed robber. The king said, no, I know him very well. He preaches the gospel. How can he be an armed robber? No. The king always defended him, not knowing that it was true that was an armed robber. See? So here we see Jezebel using a fast which God ordained for deliverance to what? To kill a human being. See? Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. This Bible that we read, people have used it to kill other people. Yes. passages. Don't think it's only Christians that use the Bible. Muslims use the Bible. All the guys use the Bible to do all kinds of works. This Bible is very powerful. And they use it for their own ends. Don't think because you see a Bible in somebody's hand, that person must be a Christian or a holy person. No. Maybe an agent of Satan. In fact, one of the agents confessed that they studied the Bible a lot in the Satanic kingdom. Why? So they will know how to counteract the true gospel. They will know how to pervert it. So they had lessons in school where they studied the Bible. And anything they said in the scriptures, they will find a way how to twist it and pervert it. And they will get their pastors to be preaching the perversion instead of the truth. After all, we know that Satan used the Bible to tempt Jesus. If Jesus didn't know his Bible, he would have believed it. Said, oh, throw yourself down the mountain, because the Bible quoted Psalm 91, that the angel would do what? Would lift you up in the hands, which was true. But Jesus said, that should not tempt the Lord thy God. Suppose he just didn't know his Bible like most of us. So I said, yeah, it's correct, I'll show you, you know. So don't be taken in. You know, they have a spirit of discernment. So she wrote the letter in her husband's name, pretended to be her husband. Of course, when those ones who received the letter, they didn't bother to check. Haven't seen the seal of the king? Haven't read the letter with his name on it? Who will go and check with the king again? No, that's a bit too much. You can't do that. That's an insult to the king. So said Naboth of Ammon, the people said to men, sons of what? Belial, sons of the devil. They are using a fast to use sons of the devil to kill a human being, an innocent human being, for that matter. To bear witness against him, saying, this man blasphemed God and the king, and then carry him out and stone him that he may die. Can you imagine? Killing an innocent man who wanted to protect his inheritance. And they used fasting, false witness, to kill him. So anybody who saw people fasting will think, no, nobody can fast and lie against a human being. No, fasting is supposed to be a holy thing, right? To draw you closer to God. You deny your flesh so that God can answer your prayers. But they're using it as a cover to kill and plot against an innocent man. Be very careful the churches you go to. Be very careful the pastors you go to. Be very careful the prophets you go to. On the surface, they're the appearance of holiness, a veneer of holiness. But underneath, it's another power. Jesus warned, by their fruits you shall know them. Watch their fruits, watch their lifestyle, watch their language. That will tell you who they really are. So, the men of the city, even the elders, did as Jezebel had sent to them, as was written in the letters which he had sent. See, they believed it was Ahab, the king, that had written to them. And who would refuse the king? The same thing David did when he wanted to kill Uriah. He sent the letter to the commander of the army that he should put Uriah in front of the front line of the war fronts so that he could be killed and then draw back from him. He said, put him there and then draw back from him so that he could be killed. And that's what they did. Because nobody can refuse the king. The king was like God. Even though what he did was bad, but nobody questioned it. So, well, is the king? He has to answer to God anyway. Can't say no. Well, they proclaimed a fast and sent Naboth among the people. They proclaimed a fast. So people came believing that they were going to be delivered of their sicknesses, of their bondages. So they came, like the whole time of fasting. Whereas underneath was a plot to kill a human being. Can you believe that? Isaiah 58 verse 4. Just to tell you the kind of fast that God had proclaimed. Don't think fasting is only used for deliverance. People used to kill people. You see? Everybody in the town was made to fast. And they came together to pray among the people. And the people were innocent. They thought, oh, maybe the revival, having a revival tonight, having a night vigil, we've all fasted. God should we lose our bondages, give us breakthrough, protect us. And there was another agenda. Isaiah 58 verse 4 says, Behold, you fast for strife and debates, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. You shall not fast as you do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high. See? They were fasting the wrong way and for the wrong reasons. Exactly what this man was doing, Jezebel. Strife, debate, to smite with the fist of wickedness. That's exactly what she did. You shall not fast as you do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high. And many people do that when they fast. They use fasting as a covering. Else they're fasting, they go and do evil with women. They're using it as a covering. That's exactly what happened here. So, after the fast, they proclaimed, they set Naboth high, and these two men came, children of Belial. If it was God, why did she say the letter? Because she knew children of God would not lie like that. You see? She wrote, take 2 sons of Belial. Very specific. Because she knew if they just take any 2 people, no, they won't do it. Remember what Saul, because his son, Jonathan, took honey, and he had told them not to eat anything until he had victory over his enemies. And he said they should kill the son. And the men said, no. They refused the king. Saul, we know you are king, but this one, we're not going to do it. Nobody's going to lay hand on your son. So the people would have refused. That's why it says specifically go for sons of the devil, because they would obey this evil act. Sons of God would not do it. So they knew who to go to, and they got these 2 men. They came in 2 men, children of Belial, sat before him, and the men of Belial witnessed against Naboth, saying, in the presence of the people, so there's a large crowd, the whole town was there, because they were fasting for their deliverance. And they said, Naboth blasphemed God and the king. Then, of course, the law says that anybody that did that blasphemed God and the king, that sentence was stoned to death. That's in the law. They had to stone them to death. There was no way. 2 Kings 9:26. They had anybody, it said that there's one of 2 or more witnesses shall everything be judged. So you needed 2 people to say the same thing about anybody. Once 2 people agree to say it, then that was carried out. 9:26. So these 2 men came, they knew that once 2 of them came and lied, they would believe them. And the sentence of blasphemy against God is death by stoning. That's in the law. So Jezebel knew that, and he used the law. He used fasting to do an evil act. Go on, 2 Kings 9:26.
Okay, surely I saw yesterday
Yes.
the blood of Naboth and the blood of his sons,
Yes.
says the Lord. I will repay you.
That's it.
Says the Lord.
That's it.
Now therefore, take and throw him on the plot of the ground,
That's it.
according to the word of the Lord.
Yes. So that's the end of Jezebel. So they proclaimed a fast and they falsely accused him. See, the problem with that situation is that if 2 people agree to lie against you, that's the end of your life. You cannot deny. Once 2 people come together and say this, that's it. It's taken as gospel truth. And these people use the law of God in a devilish way. They twisted it, they lied against him, just like Potiphar's wife falsely accused Joseph. And Joseph was sent to prison. Just like they accused Daniel. They carried him out and stoned him with stones that he died. Can you imagine? Innocent man just trying to protect his inheritance was falsely accused under the pretext of a fast. And they used the law to kill him. Because they knew that they had to do it, that's the only way they could do it. You couldn't kill Naboth. If you killed someone like that, you yourself would be killed. That's what the law said. So they had to find a lawful excuse to kill him. There are many people today who are falsely accused and sent to prison for years. That's why they abolished the death penalty, because they realized that many people have been killed needlessly. So with the long prison life sentence, many of them are now being released after spending 25 years in prison, their whole life gone. And somebody did do a DNA and they found that, oh, it wasn't even there. 25 years of life gone. So, after they stoned Naboth, then they sent to Jezebel saying, Naboth is stoned and is dead. The Jezebel found that Naboth was stoned and was dead, and Jezebel said to Ahab, her husband, arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give you money, for Naboth is not alive, but dead. Well, how do you think Ahab reacted to that? Why did he ask, what do you mean he's dead? Did you kill him? How can he die? I mean, we just spoke to him last week, and he refused to say, what do you mean he's dead? How did he die? What caused his death? But her husband knew she had killed him. That's why he didn't ask any questions. See? And it came to pass when Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, that Ahab rose up to go down to the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite to take possession of it. See? No questions asked, nothing, just went and did what he wanted to do originally. So, Ahab was just as guilty as Jezebel's wife. Both of them were. Usually when you find a bad wife, most likely you find a bad husband too, because that wife would have polluted the husband or vice versa. Remember Ananias and Sapphira? They both plotted to lie to the Holy Spirit and they both lost their lives. The book of Acts. So he didn't ask. He was not surprised. He just said, oh, that's it, you've done the dirty work for me. Now let me go and take it. Well, that thing cost him, and it cost the life of his wife as well. But an innocent man had been killed needlessly. So the lesson you learn in this passage is that you must be very careful that not all that glitters is gold. Many people use the word of God to cover evil acts. So many stories of pastors sleeping with church members, and after that they go and preach. So many other things are going on. Don't follow any man. Secondly, if you are a child of God living a holy, righteous life, and you want to enter heaven, you have to be very prayerful, because Satan is after your case, and he will not rest until he gets you. So it's up to you to make sure. You can't start blaming God and say, God, oh, why did you allow Satan to get me? No, it's up to you. God has given us all the powers we need. Fasting, prayer, holy life, that's it. If you're preaching holiness and you're committing terrible acts behind, oh, your days are numbered. Oh, for sure, your days are numbered, because he's going to use that to get you. There are many people like that. You know, that famous evangelist was a world-renowned evangelist until Satan exposed him for going to visit a prostitute. See, you can't do both. You either do one fully, and that's it, or if you want to enjoy the world, forget about holiness. Just want to enjoy yourself, because you're not going to go to heaven anyway. There's no point pretending to anybody. See? So you have to be very prayerful. Naboth lived a holy life. He stood on the law, yet he lost his life. Joseph practiced righteousness. He refused to commit fornication with Potiphar's wife, and he landed in prison. But from that prison, God promoted him to be Prime Minister of Egypt. Daniel was an excellent man, holy man. He refused to compromise prayer life, and he landed in the den of lions. But it was the den of lions that God showed up and delivered him. So, you must be prayerful. Satan is out looking for men and women of God who are praying for people, who are delivering people, who are trying to go to heaven. You are his target. Don't ever relax. Pray at all times. That's the only way you can escape him. If you have hidden sin in your life, you're finished. It's a question of time. It's a question of time. You have to get rid of that sin and live completely holy. Then and only then would that holiness save you. You know, that's what Daniel said. He said, I was found innocent in your sight. That's why you sent your angel to shut the mouth of the lambs. Those lambs are very hungry. In fact, they have been particularly starved to eat Daniel alive. But we know what happened. The people that accused him, they were thrown the lions, and even before they got to the bottom, the lions had jumped up and eaten them. So how hungry they were. So, may God guide you as you lead your holy life. Don't obey everything you hear. Check everything in the scriptures. Don't follow any man, follow God. Because Satan has many, many evangelists, many, many preachers doing his evil work. Even Jesus said in the book of Revelations, he said the synagogue of Satan. It's a synagogue, but it's not of God. See? Don't be misled. Let us pray. Jehovah, Jesus Christ, Holy Michael, the God of all truth, we thank you for the words of life given to us today. Father, let your truth set us free. Give us a spirit of discernment. Don't let us follow every topic and Harry that claims to be a man or woman of God. Let your spirit guide us. Give us the power to lead a holy life. Give us the power to pray without ceasing. Let us not be weak in our prayers, so we don't fall into the hands of the evil one. You said, watch and pray, that you do not fall into temptation. Give us the power to watch and pray. Let us fall in the hands of the enemy. Let us be like Naboth, meat for the devil. Thank you for a word. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen. In Jesus' name.